Well, we got ourselves a new pope. His name is Leo the 14th. His previous name was Robert. So I guess the papacy, the prophecy of the papacy, just proves itself to be false once again. So now all the conspiracy theorists, they need a new conspiracy. What kind of conspiracy can we hand over to all the conspiracy people? I got one. So the last pope, Pope Francis, died after being received by J.D. Vance. But then they had a problem when J.D. Vance and that pope met because J.D. Vance didn't follow the proper protocols. So then the Pope Francis dies. Now, because America, want to be all things, everything, Trump figures he's going to get back and make an image, even though they say the image was a fake image, but but he posted the image of Trump as the Pope. This happened before the conclave happened, right? So then what happened, since all the cardinals had seen that during the conclave, originally, these guys here, they were the favorites. Now, we know that guy and that guy didn't stand a chance in hell. The first Asian Pope will be some Caucasian born in Asia, and the first African Pope will be a Caucasian born in Africa. But these were the favorites. The little cardinal out of Chicago. No American was the favorite. But, Pope Francis' revenge is the fact that they did choose good old Pete, good old Robert, Bobby boy, who's now Pope Leo the 14th, out of Chicago. Not only is he a pope that's out of Chicago, but this guy has had problems with the Trump administration, with him posting on his Twitter and having Twitter fights against J.D. Vance, telling him that, Jesus didn't say that you're supposed to list in order of ranking of your family love. Had nothing to do with that. So this guy, he's not a Trump fan. He's a liberal. He's not a MAGA fan. And of course, a lot of the MAGA people lost their shit. This guy gave his inaugural speech in Latin, understandable, Italian, he's in Vatican City, which is in Rome, and then he gave it in Spanish. Okay, he did missionaries down in Peru. That makes sense for the Spanish, but didn't say a lick in English. And they felt that an American Pope should say something in English. So here's the conspiracy. The Vatican conclave made sure that they wanted to get back at Trump for posting an image of him as the Pope and for J.D. Vance disrespecting Pope Francis. So they figured they'd throw in America's face an American Pope who's not a MAGA supporter. That's conspiracy number one. All right. Conspiracy number two. The spiritual haze. That's what I'm calling this one. The spiritual haze. So we know that every time the Dalai Lama dies, and the Dalai Lama is one of the most beloved spiritual leaders around the world, that every time the Dalai Lama dies, it's not political in the same sense that you see how the coming of popes are. I've been through, 3-4 popes in my life. Yep, about 3-4 popes. And it's all seemed to be political. You know who the top guys are. You know who most likely going to get selected as pope. It's kind of a political thing, favor trading, all kind of situation like that. But see, the Dalai Lama is more spiritual, see. The Dalai Lama situation is that they line up some items. First, they locate a child that they believe that might have the spirit of the Dalai Lama. Then they line up some items and they see which item the child picked. If you pick one of the items that used to belong to the Dalai Lama, then, he might be the Dalai Lama. Then, if he liked certain foods and he liked one of the foods that the Dalai Lama liked, he might be the Dalai Lama. There's a whole bunch of little things that's all mystical and spiritual as to who might be the Dalai Lama. And the Vatican was like, these evangelicals and the spirit and they've been making some headway, so we need to add a little spirituality to it. We need to add a little spirituality. So what we gonna do is is we gonna let everybody know, yeah, them favorite, them the favorite, them the favorite. And this is what they were saying in the conclave. Of course, I'm making this up. This is what they saying in the conclave. We need to do something different. We need to do something other than, I know you folk been doing your thing, and we gonna make sure that y'all all right. You 4-5 guys, two of y'all, three of y'all have a chance in hell anyway. We ain't doing that. But we got to make it look spiritual. We got to pick somebody, an unknown, somebody that they didn't think. And we can be like, oh, the spirit just came upon us. And when the spirit came down and it let us know that through the Holy Spirit that the vicar of Christ should pass to Ian Thompson. We saw it in the vision. And he's going to take on the name of Pope Leo the 14th. Yeah. They want to add a little spirituality to Catholicism. So they want to be more Dalai Lama-ish, and have that spirituality part. So the conspiracy is that they trying to swerve and put a little mystical haze into Catholicism because, they've been losing it to all the Protestant versions of Protestantism. They've been losing all that, so they had to get them something. So, since the prophecies of the Pope turned out to be just a whole bunch of bullshit like most of these prophecies, let's start up a new conspiracy. So y'all have a great day. And always remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.